Hey, what is going on? It is Wednesday, 12 noon, which means it's time for this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. And today, we're talking about a question we get all the time of, what broker should I choose? And what I really want to focus on today and frame today's episode around is one of the big name brokerages, the big franchise companies that are like the top names in real estate versus an independent broker. And really, which one is the best fit? So do you want to be at a big name brokerage or do you want to be at an independent brokerage? And what are the pros and cons of the two of them, and which one is it that you should join? So that's what we're talking about today on this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. If you're already licensed and with a brokerage, feel free to put in your 2 cents in the comments as to why you love the brokerage it is that you're at. That'll help, make this an even better conversation. If you're thinking about getting licensed, maybe who it is you're considering. So drop that in the comments. My name is John Chrisman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate, and you're watching Ask the Instructor.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Carissimo, and we're here every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Time, to answer your questions about real estate from a Florida Real Estate Commission certified instructor. And what we're talking about today is what type of brokerage is best. Is it the bigger name brokerages that you know the name of? And, just to drop some names on here, you probably know who Keller Williams is. You probably know who Coldwell Banker is. You probably know who RE/MAX is. You probably know who Century 21 is. Outside of that, maybe there's some commercial brokers that are a little bit more well-known. Maybe you know of like the CBRE or Cushman Wakefield or Colliers or things like that if we're looking at the commercial side of things. And maybe there's a couple other ones you might know of, but we're getting further down on the list. I think number one recognition worldwide, I think that goes to RE/MAX. I think they are the most synonymous with real estate in the world. But the question really is, does that matter? And really the answer is here, not to give you an answer that you're going to hate, but it depends. It depends whether RE/MAX or maybe Mom and Pop Realty Inc. is going to be the best fit for you. Now, every brokerage, and the reason why there's a competitive market of brokers out there for agents, and not just for agents, but for customers as well, is because every brokerage operates a little bit differently. Every brokerage has different tools, different technologies, different systems, different processes. They're all different. And there is no one-size-fits-all brokerage that's perfect for everyone. Even new agents, there's no one-size-fits-all brokerage that is perfect for everyone. Now, what I will say is when you're buying into these brand names, so these brand names that we've mentioned that you probably know of, these international or at least nationwide real estate brands, there's a reason why you know who they are and that you've heard of them. There's a reason why you know they exist. Because they put their name out there, and maybe they've been around for a while. I think out of all those ones I've listed off, probably Keller Williams is probably the newest, but they have a massive market share for the number of agents that are with them. And how do they do that? How do these companies, how does Coldwell Banker, how does RE/MAX, how does Century 21, how does Keller Williams, how do they make their name so known in real estate? Well, they have a lot of agents. They have a lot of agents who, even if their agents were only averaging one listing ever, which I'm sure it's probably more than that, but even if they only average one listing for every agent, and that was all the agent did during their career, that's a lot of listings. That's a lot of signs in front of houses. But before they had all of these agents, how did they get known? And how do they make it so that they are the household name in real estate? And their branding. And also, it's not just the branding, but the tools and the technologies and things like that you're getting from that particular brokerage are paid for by the agents typically. that as an agent, you're paying some sort of fee to register your license with one of these brokerages. Maybe that's in the form of a monthly fee, maybe it's an annual fee, maybe it's a commission split, maybe it's some combination of these here. But that's how they're so well known as a brand. Now, that being said, does that make a difference to your clients, being with a well-known brand? Saying somebody that, hey, I'm with Coldwell Banker. Probably everyone on the face of the planet knows who Coldwell Banker is, or at least a very large percentage, especially here in the United States. They probably know who Coldwell Banker is, or who RE/MAX is, and that they're a real estate brokerage. But now the question is your client going to buy into that? Does that appeal to them? And in some cases, I say it would. I don't have any official statistics. I'm sure if you go interview with some of these bigger name brokerages, they would give you official statistics maybe on what their name recognition is. If they're not, they should be, because if they're a brand name franchisee, they should be kind of leveraging the power of that brand. And if you're at a brand name brokerage, whatever it might be, maybe Berkshire Hathaway, that's another one that's kind of up there on the list of names. I would definitely say below. I mean, if I were to probably put the names that... And I'm so deeply involved in real estate, so it's difficult, but I would say just a general consumer, Coldwell Banker's right up at the top somewhere, RE/MAX is right up at the top, Century 21, Keller Williams. I don't know if Berkshire Hathaway, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe they do have a lot of recognition. Any of these names it is that you've heard of before, they have some level of recognition because at least you've heard of them. Now the question is, does that matter? I wouldn't base your decision on the brokerage it is that you join based off of their name recognition, because there's so much more than just a name. If it were just a name, then they wouldn't need tools and technologies and systems and processes and things that make them special and different if all they needed was a name. And it's not just a name. It's not just the name that's important. That might be a contributing factor, but ultimately what's most important is what it is that brokerage is offering. What does it offer to you as the agent? What does it offer to their clients? So when you're working with people, what is the value proposition to consumers, to the people who you'll be selling their house? What kind of technology does that brokerage have that's going to help a seller get their house sold? What type of technology does that brokerage have that's going to help a buyer purchase their home? What type of connections do they have that's going to help maybe somebody who's a first-time home buyer? Maybe working with a certain lender, or having some special program or something like that, or whatever it is. What is it that makes them special? And is that something that you want to align yourself with? And now, when you take the name out of the question, and you're really focusing on these more important aspects of the brokerage, not just the name. I mean, yeah, if they've got a well-known name, that's probably a plus. I would probably chalk that up as a plus for that brokerage, that they have a well-known name, but that's going to be way down on the list of what's important for you joining a brokerage. Again, what's most important is what's in it for them. Because if it were only the name that were important, all you'd have to do is walk into a house on a listing appointment and say, well, I'm with Keller Williams, so I mean, obviously we're the best, so go ahead and sign here. Maybe that would work, but that might, if it works for when they say Keller Williams, it'll probably work for any other brokerage. And now the other side of this as well is the more well-known that brokerage is, the greater the likelihood that they might have had a bad experience with an agent in the past from that same brand. And now, one thing I can tell you for sure is all these brands that are franchises, so none of these brands are like corporately run brokerages. Usually because of licensing laws, that there has to be a broker who is the active broker to be on the board of directors and so on and so forth. All the licensing laws, usually these brand names, even though they might be international brands, they're an independent franchise. An independent franchisee that has the broker typically bought into this franchise concept. And so, depending on who the captain is of that ship, you know, imagine it like it's a fleet of ships. The whatever brand name it is, all their franchisees are different ships. And depending who that captain is at the ship will really kind of greatly affect how that brokerage operates too. So, one brand name brokerage in one market might be completely and totally different in the way it operates from a brand name broker, that same brokerage, but run by a different franchisee. Again, just because of who is actually in charge of it there. And again, if maybe they had a bad experience, maybe it's from a franchisee, maybe they no longer are part of the company, because that happens too, where somebody will buy into one of these franchises, they're not successful, maybe they have some shady agents that just ruin the entire franchise for them, ruin the business, and that one shuts down, but now you're trying to help this person from that same brand. And if you just go in there and say, hey, I'm with XYZ Realty, not to pick out any of these particular brand names, whichever one it is you want to insert, maybe they had a bad experience, maybe not, maybe they had positive experiences. But it depends, you don't know. But they already have something that they know about you. But point being that you're not going to just walk into the office and say, hey, I'm with RE/MAX. And they say, oh, wow, RE/MAX? Okay, where do I sign? Oh, wow, you're RE/MAX? Oh, my God, I'm so glad you've graced us with your presence here. No, that's not the case for any brokerage out there. No brokerage stands on its name alone. Because if it did, why would they invest all this money into whatever it is that they're offering? They wouldn't if all they needed was the name. But that's not all that you need. Again, maybe it's a pro, but at the same time, it could be a con. So one of the things that has kind of changed in popularity recently is more independent brokerages. And a lot of agents will wonder, oh, should I even consider this independent brokerage? Nobody knows who LMNOP Realty is. Nobody knows who they are. Why should I join them? But maybe, and this is something not always true, but especially an independent brokerage that has grown rapidly, what is it that's special about them that's making them grow so rapidly? And this even could apply for brand names. Maybe there's a brand that's growing very rapidly, that's thousands of new agents are joining that brand every single day, and this is an international brand. What is it? And that's something I would say is, does the trend look like this? Or does the trend look like that? They could both be well-known brands. But is this brand increasing or is this brand decreasing? What is the future value of this brand? What is the going concern of this brand? Is this brand increasing or is this brand declining? And there's many factors. It's not just the name. It's not just all of a sudden that, unless maybe there's some sort of like scandal or something like that. But in real estate, we're usually not that exciting. We usually don't have like scandals and whatnot of brokerages. And if there are, it usually probably doesn't make the news just because I guess they don't think we're that interesting. So it's probably not something just based on that name, but maybe the way it is that they operate. Are they constantly reinventing real estate? I'm sure that's somebody's slogan. I've heard that one before, reinventing real estate. I'm sure there's a lot of brokers that use that as their slogan. But really, that is something. Now, at the same time, there's tried and true techniques. But what is it that's giving them that competitive edge that causes them to continue to grow? Now, as a brokerage gets larger, these big nationwide names, it's extremely much more difficult for them to maintain that growth trajectory. Because all the time there's new brokers, and they might be way down here from 0 agents, but they're shooting way up from 0 agents to maybe like 1,000 agents or whatever that growth is. Why are they growing? What is causing them to grow? And I will tell you one thing, if that brokerage is on the decline, if they're slowing down, if they're not keeping up with the market, I don't care what their name is, whether they're a brand name brokerage or they're an independent brokerage, you don't want to be part of this downward cycle. You don't want to get on a sinking ship. It's like you're at a port and you're about to board the Titanic. All these people that boarded the Titanic, they boarded the Titanic because it's supposed to be like the most indestructible ship in the world, at least at the time, and that's what they said. If the Titanic had a hole in it, no one's going to get on that ship that has a hole in it. If the Titanic somehow made it all the way to New York City, no one's going to get on it for the return trip when it's sinking, when it barely made it into New York City. So you don't want to be part of this brand that's on the decline, because that's going to automatically associate you with the decline. And maybe you're the agent that saves it, maybe you're the broker that brings it back, but that's more difficult to do, especially when you have options out there, whether they're a bigger name or they're a smaller name, but they're on that trajectory of growth, that everybody in that brand is growing and developing and becoming better and expanding. That's exciting. This is not exciting. This is exciting. This is depressing. This is sad. This is like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's, today's not the day that I'm going to get any deals under contract. I mean, that's just the way the market is. That's how maybe somebody talks in this brand when you're associated with people that have that same common thing. And again, when you're dealing with larger brand names, a lot of this has to do with that franchisee, who that broker is that's actually running this brokerage. Who's the captain of the ship? Is the captain at the wheel, or are they asleep at the wheel? Because if they're asleep at the wheel, this is what's going to be happening. Are they growing? Are they developing? Are they reinventing? Are they staying cutting edge? Are they grabbing onto new things and running with them? And real estate, I mean, we change as an industry. We change very slowly compared to other industries. This isn't technology. We're not building phones. We're not building computers. It's not like 6 months and what we're doing is out of date. I mean, all this stuff that we have here, it takes a long time for things to change. But a lot of brokerages get stuck in what works. And you might have heard the expression before that good is the worst enemy of great. Good is the worst enemy of great. Why? Because why be great when things are already good? I mean, if things are already good, then why try to strive for more? Now, if you've got an answer to why try to strive for more, good, but find a home in a brokerage that has that same mindset. So what is that brokerage's value proposition? What is it that's special about that brokerage? And is that something you could sell to clients? Because when you're joining a brokerage, it should be accomplishing a few things. Number one, it's going to be something you sell to clients. Something that, oh yeah, I'm part of so-and-so Realty. And so-and-so Realty, we're on a mission to reinvent real estate, that we do things differently, that we advertise online. And did you know blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is about that brokerage, what ammunition are they giving you? Because that's what you're buying into there. What special sauce does your brokerage offer that you could then turn around and sell to your clients? Now, you might have your own special sauce, but you should be able to resell what your brokerage has that makes them special, that makes them unique. Maybe it's just something as simple as doing electronic documents. Say, we do everything electronically. We're green. We don't print stuff out. We make it easy so that way you don't have to drive across town to get a contract signed. I can just send it right to your email, a couple of clicks, and it's signed and it's done. Or maybe your value proposition is, again, the way you market properties. That you get a property for sale, maybe your brokerage has some sort of special technology, some sort of special system, some sort of special process that's going to help you get more exposure for your property. What is it about your brokerage that makes you special? That's really the question. And as you're interviewing brokers, if you're new, or maybe you're thinking about changing brokers, that's what you want to ask them. What is it that makes you special? And then you need to ask yourself, do I buy into that? Is that something I believe in? Because if you don't believe in it, you should not join that brokerage. If you don't believe in the purpose and mission that brokerage is trying to accomplish, maybe the mission of that brokerage is just to recruit agents. Okay, did you get into real estate to recruit people, or are you in real estate to help people buy and sell homes? Because if you're in real estate to help people buy and sell homes, you should probably join a brokerage that has a specific value proposition as to why people should buy and sell homes with that brokerage. Now, that's always the concern of the brokerage typically is, okay, we need agents because that's how they make money. There's, if we talk really more so about the independent side of things, of smaller brokers. If you're dealing with a small broker, and this could even be in the franchise concept, you might be dealing with a competing broker. And what does that mean, a competing broker? It means that broker also sells real estate, and they help people buy real estate. That they're practicing real estate themselves, which again, is that a bad thing? Probably. If you're an agent joining there, that's probably a bad thing. There could be exceptions to that, but when you're working for a competing broker, that broker probably isn't going to have time for you because they're out doing their own thing in real estate. They've got their own clients that they're dealing with rather than helping you deal with your clients. Now, maybe the broker has some sort of support system, or there's mentors or managers or something like that in there to take the place of the broker while they're out there practicing real estate. I mean, practicing real estate is fun, so I don't blame a broker if they want to practice real estate, but you as an agent, are you going to take away as much from a broker that's actually practicing real estate versus somebody that's there to help you practice real estate, that builds this brokerage to make you successful? And if that's the case, then they're not selling real estate. How are they making money? Well, by helping agents sell real estate. And how do they make more money? They do one of two things. They help you sell more real estate, or they recruit more agents. Or really, the real jackpot is the combination of the two, that they're growing and expanding, they're recruiting more agents, and they're helping their agents, who they already have, sell more real estate, to be better, to get into bigger deals, to close more deals. Those really, if we were wanting to boil it down to, because if no one wants to join that brokerage, why is it? Why don't people want to join the brokerage? Are people not successful here? That must be why they don't want to join. And that's probably a big factor in it. If there's not people running to sign up for this brokerage, now maybe again they have things working against them. Maybe they're new. Maybe they're more of an independent brand. But even if they're an independent brand, even if they're a small mom and pop brokerage, with the technology that's available in 2019 through third-party companies that are not brokerages, there's so many businesses that exist to serve the real estate sector, and not to serve our clients, but to serve us. Lead generation. You could very easily just say, hey, I'm going to give you money to give me leads. And there's a whole list of businesses that exist not to practice real estate, but to give agents leads. Some may be better leads than the others, but you don't have to make that part of your business. You could, again, just opt into something else. And so there's all these parts of your business that can be served by other entities, by other businesses, again, that don't practice real estate but serve you. And so maybe that's for lead generation. Maybe that's for the website. The brokerage you join doesn't have to give you a website. Now, if they're giving you a website, or they're charging you a lot of money, maybe they should be giving you a website. But maybe their website they have sucks. I've seen that with a lot of brokerages. And look, if your website sucks, call it what it is. There's good websites, there's terrible websites, and there's phenomenal websites. And it doesn't matter just how it looks. It doesn't matter how fast it loads. Is kind of important. What matters is that people want it. It helps you get business. That's the whole point of it. And it doesn't need to look pretty to do that, but it needs to work. And what work is it doing? Well, it's generating you leads. It's helping you get business. But do you need a brokerage to have a website? Absolutely not. You could hire a web developer yourself to build your own custom website. I'd probably advise against that. Maybe you just go buy into some service, because there's tons of companies out there that offer realtors websites, and usually better than a website you would get from your broker. Now, maybe the brokerage website platform they're using is maybe some cutting edge, super great platform that, again, the whole point is, does it generate leads? Does it get business? That's when a website is important. But maybe you're not even that tech savvy, so maybe you don't care about the technology side. Maybe you want a brokerage that has great training. Do they have to be a huge brand name to offer great training? Absolutely not. You could find these things at different brokerages, so don't get hung up on the name. Get hung up on what is it that this brokerage offers me? What type of value proposition does this brokerage have for my clients? Do I align with this? Can I sell this to my clients? And that could be a big name brokerage, or maybe it's an independent brokerage. So don't get hung up on who the name is or how far their reach is. Really, the key thing is, what do they have to offer people? So look, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we're going to be right back. Stick with us. From John Crismo. You're watching Ask the Instructor.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
And welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. So look, just wrapping up for today, what we've been talking about is what brokerage should you join? Is the brokerage you're part of somewhere that you want to stay? And really this whole concept, maybe you're interviewing brokers for the first time, or maybe you're interviewing brokers because you're thinking about making a change from your current broker, and you're wondering, should I join a big name because they're a big name? And the answer to that is no. You shouldn't just join a big name because they're a big name. You shouldn't join a small name because they're a small name. You should join the brokerage based on what they're offering you. Is that valuable? Is that something that helps you grow your real estate business? Look, if you're new to real estate, one of the things I highly recommend, and you've probably heard me talk about this before, is to take your post-licensing as soon as possible. Post-licensing is not like pre-licensing. Pre-licensing to get your real estate license, that's all about laws and rules to pass your exam. That's what the concern of pre-licensing is to pass your exam. Post-licensing is now, okay, how do you make money in real estate? Which, knowing the laws are great, knowing the laws are going to keep you out of jail, knowing the laws are what's going to get you to pass your exam, but now what's important once you have the license and you know the laws is, how do I actually make money with my real estate license? And that's what post-licensing is all about, but really also developing a plan around your business. Both, and post-licensing varies based on the school that you go to. There's no preset curriculum for post-licensing by the FREC like there is for pre-licensing. So it depends on where you go on what you're going to get taught. But both of our courses, a big part of it that you do right away towards the beginning of the course is planning your business. To figure out how you want to make money in real estate, so that way when you ask these questions to these brokers, that you have a better understanding of what you're going to do. And now you could really find out, does this broker align with what I'm trying to accomplish? Do the tools this broker has to offer benefit me? Are the tools that this broker has even good? Again, a website, it's not important that it looks good. There's ugly websites that work better than pretty websites. And when I say they work better, that they're able to generate leads better. Because that's really the whole point of your website, is to generate business, to get business. And that should be the primary purpose. But again, you've got to know these questions to ask. Because your broker might whip out something and say, oh yeah, check out how pretty our website is. And if you know the right questions to ask, you say, yeah, that does look really good, but does it work? And they might say, well, what do you mean does it work? Look how nice it looks. And that's probably a red flag right there that, okay, well, they don't really know the whole point of a website. A point of a website isn't just have something pretty to show agents that, oh yeah, look at this pretty website. But again, if a broker is more concerned with recruiting agents, maybe, and to a typical person who doesn't understand the purpose of being on the internet for your business is, again, to generate business, to generate leads, they might just say, oh yeah, that looks good. But again, that's a common myth that something has to look nice for it to work. It doesn't have to look nice. It doesn't have to be a pretty website. Sometimes uglier websites work better than pretty websites. It depends. But that's really the better question to ask. Okay, yeah, that's a great looking website. How many leads does that generate you guys a day? I say, well, what do you mean, how many leads does it generate? Well, yeah, how much business? Well, it's not really meant to generate business. It's really just to make you have a nice internet presence, which that sounds good. But okay, is that helping your business? No, because these people probably aren't going to go Google you and look you up and go inspect your website. Maybe they'll look on your social medias. Maybe they come across your website. But you'd be surprised, too, how little time people actually spend on websites. They might spend 30 seconds or a minute on there and then move on to something else. So again, you have to understand what you're trying to do in your business, and then you could further dissect what that brokerage has to offer and realize if this is going to help you or if it's not. What tools? What's the value proposition to your clients when you're using the name of your brokerage to sell to your clients? And especially if you're new in real estate, you might feel more comfortable having a brand you could lean on. But again, no one signs a contract because of the name of your brokerage. You don't just walk into a listing appointment with a seller and say, hey, yeah, I'm with ABC Realty. Oh, wow, ABC Realty? Yeah, let me sign. That sounds great. Yeah, I can't believe you're here. No, that's not the case. Say, okay, yeah, ABC Realty, yeah, that's great. So why should we choose ABC Realty? And you might say, well, what do you mean? It's ABC Realty, that's why. Oh, okay, all right, well, thanks, we'll think about it. Because it's not the name that sells them. It's what that brand stands for. It's what value proposition that your brand has. They could have never heard of your name before, and maybe that takes a little bit of explaining. But again, if it's a smaller brand, there's a lot less likely chance that they had a bad experience with that brand before as well. because that's out there as well. That's something to take into consideration when you're buying into this larger name. But even if they did have a bad experience, maybe again the value proposition that you bring, which also is partly mixed with your brand, maybe that's what gets them to be convinced with this here. So look, like I said, key thing for today's episode is it doesn't matter who the name is. Don't get hung up on the name. Don't get hung up on whether you know the name. Get hung up on what they have to offer, not only to you, but to your clients. Can you sell what they offer to your clients? Because if you can't, if you don't think they've got anything valuable for your clients, then it's not very valuable to you. Now, they might have tools and things like that, but it's less valuable than a brokerage that has a strong value proposition to their clients. Because if you have a strong value proposition to your clients, if you have something you could turn around and sell to your clients that your brokerage already has all packaged up and ready, it's like, yeah, well, I'm with ABC Realty. And ABC Realty, they have this massive exposure plan package system that we use. And what we do when we get your property listed, we immediately push it out to blah, 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 blah. And we do this, and we have landing pages, and we have videos and photos, and we have this whole package that's going to ensure that we get the most exposure for your property so you get your property sold in the fastest amount of time possible. How does that sound? Sounds great? Okay, sign here. And at that point, maybe they will sign there. You might still have to do a little bit more selling because I just gave them like a 30-second pitch maybe, so that probably still won't sell it, but they're a lot more likely to be ready to sign at that point rather than you just saying, well, it's ABC Realty. What do you mean? Why do you want to use ABC Realty? Because it's ABC Realty. I mean, that just sounds stupid because it is. It's not about the name, it's about what that name stands for, what that name offers to the clients, and that's the messaging that you have to deliver to them for them to understand, oh, well, that's the value of using ABC Realty or whoever the name of the brokerage is. So whether that's a big name brokerage, whether that's an independent, they're all different. That's why there's so many brokerages out there. So do your due diligence when you're considering joining or changing brokers. Find out what it is they offer. But before you do that, make sure you have a plan for your success. Because once you understand how you're going to be successful, then it becomes more obvious of what broker you need to align yourself with to be successful. So think about that. And don't just think about it, but actually figure out how to do it. Take the post-licensing if you have not taken post-licensing yet. Because again, that'll get into business planning. That'll help you understand, again, how to actually sell real estate as opposed to just the laws and rules it is that you need to know to pass your exam. So post-licensing, if you haven't taken that, I'm a huge believer in doing that right away. And I'll let you in on a secret. I didn't do it right away when I got my license. And I wish I did. I wish I did because I waited because I studied my butt off. I was able to pass my pre-licensing course the first time, but only because I studied my butt off. And I didn't study my butt off at first. I went and just took a practice exam. I took a practice exam, got 30 questions into it, realized I suck at this and I don't understand any of this. And then I hit the books and I studied and studied and studied and studied because I was so afraid of failure. But I studied so much, I probably overstudied. I went in there, passed my exam on the first try. I said, okay, good, I'm done. I'm done for 2 years. I don't have to take any more courses for 2 years. But then what happened is once I had my license, I didn't know what was important. I didn't prioritize correctly. I didn't really understand so many things that are just basic fundamentals that you learn in the post-licensing course. And when I took that course right before my renewal deadline, like a lot of agents do, and that was the cool thing to do, oh yeah, I'm not doing post-licensing, I'm waiting before my renewal deadline, yeah. Well, is it cool not making money? Is it cool not knowing how to make money? No, that's not cool at all. So get in your post-licensing course as soon as possible. You can take it as soon as you're licensed. As soon as you're licensed, you get enrolled in that course. And again, it's going to help you learn more real-world topics. It's going to give you an in-depth curriculum. If you're already watching our shows that we do every week, that's already off to a great start. But this takes this content, goes even deeper, and puts it in a curriculum where it goes through different things, where it structures this in a progression and a process to what you need as a new agent. So get that post-licensing course knocked out. It'll help you understand your business better. It'll help you understand how to make money in real estate better. And then when you're ready to choose a brokerage, as you're interviewing brokers, things are going to make more sense as to whether or not what that brokerage has to offer is of any benefit to you. So look, that's all the time we've got for today. If you need to sign up for this post-licensing class, or maybe you just need to take your pre-licensing course to get your license, we've got our phone number right here, 813-333-2676. That's 813-333-2676. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way that they can. Our success is your success. We want to see you successful, not just in passing an exam, but having a successful real estate career. Because we want you to tell all your friends and family that, yeah, Tampa School of Real Estate is the place to go. No other school out there does more for their students. If you want to achieve your dream real estate career, it all starts at Tampa School of Real Estate. We want to make you fans of us, just like you want to make your clients fans of you. I mean, we grew to where we are today primarily based on referral business. We do a ton of advertising too, don't get me wrong. But before we could afford to do all that advertising, we solely built our business based off of referral business, of providing a great experience so that way you could build a successful real estate career. And now we do a bunch of advertising too, which, I mean, that helps get our name out there even further and show more people what it is that we stand for. And that's, again, you want to model your business in real estate, helping people buy and sell homes off the same thing, using that word of mouth to help build up your long-term business and everything it is that we have to offer to deliver your clients great experiences so that way they refer you business in the future. That's such a huge thing. If you can master the art of referral business in real estate, you will have success for the rest of your real estate career if you master the art of referrals. And that's something you learn about in the post-licensing. You learn about referrals. So again, don't wait. Go take your post-licensing. If you need to take it, go sign up for it now. The link is postflorida.com, postflorida.com. You can take it online. You can take it in one of our classroom locations, postflorida.com, or if you want to talk to somebody, 813-333-2676. Look, that's all the time we've got for today, so thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back on Friday for State of Real Estate. That's where we get even deeper into masterminding to grow your real estate business, so don't miss that. If you like today's show, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let us know that we like that. That one's for us, but what's for you is hitting that bell icon. Hit the bell icon, ring that bell, so that way whenever we go live, you don't miss out on this information that we're delivering every single week. Really, every single day we've got new videos that we're posting. So hit that bell icon. Call us up if you need help, 813-333-2676. Tune in on Friday for State of Real Estate at 12 noon. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you Friday. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.